So let's go with ketchup. First of all, I just want to show you how easy this is. Now I'm using powdered garlic and powdered onion, but you can use raw garlic and raw onion, which will be healthier for you, but some people just don't like the bite of raw garlic and raw onion. So I'm going to use garlic powder and onion powder, but just know that you can substitute the raw stuff in. It'll be healthier, but you might not like the taste. And as with all of my recipes, this is just a blueprint. This is just something to get you started. For instance, I like a lot of garlic in my food. I love the taste of garlic, but other people don't like that taste. So start out with the recipe I give you, and then taste it. And what else I teach is intuitive eating. That means taste your food and see what your body needs. Some people need more sweet. Some people need more salty. Some people need more fat. And I find that when we eat a lot of junky food, we turn off our intuition and we're just not paying attention to how our body feels. It's amazing how many people just eat and stuff themselves, and then they don't even know how they feel until you start bringing their attention to it. And so what I want you to do when you eat is taste the food. Pay attention to how it feels in your mouth, how it feels in your stomach, how you feel afterwards. Is your body craving something else? Does it satisfy your cravings? That's called intuitive eating. So pay attention to your body and then give your body what it wants and what it needs. And there's a way to do that, and that's what I'm going to teach you. So I've just put in some tomato sauce and then some tomato paste. You can use all tomato paste or all tomato sauce if you want. That just I just find that it makes it the proper thickness if you use both. But if you want it a little thinner, just use tomato sauce. If you want it thicker, use tomato paste. And if all you have is tomato paste, you can also add water just to thin it down a little bit. Now, if you use organic tomato products, that's better than if you just use regular. I've got some maple syrup. Now, instead of, remember how I told you no corn syrup, no sugar, there's some healthier sugars that you can use instead, and that's local raw honey, pure maple syrup, which is grade B, 100% pure maple syrup, or stevia, or sometimes raw agave nectar. Now these, not only are they not harmful to you, but they benefit your body. They're high in minerals. Raw local honey, it helps you with seasonal allergies. It's a tonic. It helps you with digestion. So by choosing healthy sweetening, you can improve the flavor and also improve the nutrition value. Now here I'm using apple cider vinegar. When you're choosing a vinegar, make sure it's raw apple cider vinegar. I find that the Bragg's brand that's the one I can find that's raw apple cider vinegar. Now apple cider vinegar is, it's cultured. So down at the bottom of the apple cider vinegar, you'll notice it's kind of like got a layer of stuff down at the bottom, and what that is it's the culture that's making the vinegar work. Regular vinegar, like distilled vinegar or white vinegar, all of that has been highly processed and it makes your body acidic. It's not good for your digestion, but when you use the raw apple cider vinegar, it actually makes your body alkaline and it improves your digestion and helps you to create hydrochloric acid, which makes you digest your food better. Now we've also got a little bit of allspice. Anytime you use spices, they're very high in antioxidants and they improve the flavor and they also improve the nutrition. And I've got some salt here. When you're using salt, make sure that it's a natural salt, so your salt needs to have color to it. So this one's a little bit pink, or you can get Celtic gray sea salt. If you just get regular iodized white salt, that's been processed at like 1200 degrees. All the nutrition has been stripped out of it. So when you're using salt, you need to make sure it's a nutritious, mineral-dense salt, and you can tell that by the color of it. We've got some garlic powder and some onion powder and a little bit of soy sauce. Now I like using soy sauce. You can either use all salt if you want or soy sauce. The soy sauce I use is called tamari. And regular soy sauce has MSG in it and other chemicals that you want to stay away from. So when you're choosing a soy sauce, make sure it's either tamari, which is T-A-M-A-R-I, or namash shoyu, which is a raw soy sauce. And both of those have been brewed naturally, fermented naturally, and they don't have MSG and lots of other chemicals and bad stuff in them. And I find when I use soy sauce instead of salt, it just adds kind of a richer, heartier taste to my foods. So you can use salt or soy sauce, but I use a little bit of each just to make it nice and hearty. Now, I've got a Vitamix here, and for For those of you that have a Vitamix, you'll know why I love it so much. And for those of you that don't, this thing is amazing. Just try to use a regular blender, it's not going to do the same job. This has a lawnmower motor in it pretty much, and it will liquefy anything. So I find that when I'm trying to make sauces or dips, or especially like my dairy substitutes, my non-dairy sour creams and stuff like that, if you use a regular blender, it always turns out a little bit chunky. This makes everything completely smooth, completely creamy. It's got so much power to it that you can actually boil, so you can make soup in here and it will boil the soup or boil the pudding. So they're kind of spendy, but it's definitely worth the investment. I use my Vitamix several times a day, and it's my favorite appliance. I use it all the time. If you're going to start eating healthy and do this on a regular basis, I highly recommend getting a high-speed blender. There's a couple brands, Vitamix and Blendtec. So for healthy eating and healthy living, almost can't do it without the Vitamix. All right, lots of talking, but let's just blend this up and see how it goes. Ta-da! So that was really easy, right? Like, I mean, I talked a lot, so it took a little bit longer, but if you're doing this at home, you have all this stuff in your cupboards. Put it in the blender. You don't need a Vitamix for the ketchup because you're not really liquefying anything, you're just mixing it. And you've got a healthy condiment that is totally good for you. High in antioxidants, high in minerals. Let's see, what else have we got in here? We've got the spices in there, and it tastes just as great as regular ketchup. I think it tastes even better.